So the situation I talked about yesterday with Cutie Cinderella, Vanillamace, and Valkyrae got a lot worse, and Cutie Cinderella is actually apologizing. Valkyrae is deleting tweets where she's addressing the statements that she made yesterday regarding calling Cutie Cinderella too white. Then she went on to complain about like white privilege and stuff and deleted that tweet later as mentioned. So we got a lot to talk about in this one. This entire situation is like the most 2020 thing I've seen happening in a while. I mean, I feel like I just got time warped back to 2020 at the height of all this like cancel culture stuff and people trying to act like it's good to be the most offended person around. You know, this whole like nonsensical culture has largely died out in 2025 as we head on into 2026. But it's good to know that these privileged LA streamers and their clique, you know, these are the sort of people still propagating this nonsense. And so we'll begin with a quick recap of what got Cutie Cinderella's backlash to begin with in a live stream that she had with Vanillamace that's since been deleted. Apparently that stream was very quickly deleted after it ended. And Vanillamace is someone who, as mentioned yesterday, has been on record defending Hassan Piker and insulting people who are concerned about Kaya getting abused. So you could essentially call her someone who defends animal abuse. And if you want all that context, please consider watching yesterday's video because it's like a 3-minute thing that I don't want to fully recap right here. So moving on to the now deleted stream between Vanillamace and Cutie Cinderella.
I'm not going to change, though. I'm not going to...
Yeah.
I will never believe that if I'm kind to a hateful person, that means I agree with them. I will never believe that. No matter what you guys say, I won't believe it. Because at the end of the day, if I'm around a racist person, I'm just not racist. I'm not. Me, I am not. They are, yes. But how am I supposed to help them ever? By cutting them off? No. Like, I get it. You guys can think in black and white, but that's not how it works over here. That's not how it works for me, but...
As you can see, Vanillamace didn't say anything there. She's just like pouting and acting like she's upset with Cutie Cinderella. And then she goes on to actually address this on her own stream once Cutie Cinderella isn't there anymore.
Simply didn't agree with it. I was uncomfortable. Obviously, as you could see in the clips. You know who I am, you know what I stand for. If you're someone who's been watching me, then you already fucking know. If you're a first-time fucking chatter and you're just joining off of clips that you've seen on TikTok and you don't know shit about me or fucking shit about shit, then of course I'm gonna assume that you're just gonna make the assumptions that you're going to make. But people who know me and know my character and know what the fuck I stand for, know how I'm gonna go about this. So, I am simply stepping back from everything, everyone, gonna touch a little grass.
The thing is, she's not really standing for anything. She didn't actually explain, like, if she thinks Cutie Cinderella's take is bad, she didn't explain why it's a bad take when she had the chance there with Cutie Cinderella. She quite literally didn't stand for anything. She just ran away from the conversation and then complained about it when she was alone. This same criticism is not exclusive to Vanillamace, though. I have the same critique for Cutie Cinderella, essentially the same critique, because Cutie Cinderella is now apologizing for what she said, but in that clip, you can hear her say, like, this is the way it is, it's not going to change. You know, like, her mind's not going to change on this. But it seems like it already did, like, 24 hours later.
I've heard what a lot of people are saying, and I am sorry for the hurt that I've caused people. I'm really sorry. Like, again, if you don't want this apology, then it's not for you. And clearly you're not hurt, but I'm apologizing to people that I've hurt, and that's important to me. So if you're a part of the queer community and I've hurt you, I am sorry. If you are a person of color who I've hurt, I am sorry. I am. I really am.
Now, for additional context, apparently part of the now deleted stream included her also defending some people in FaZe Clan that were accused of being homophobic, so she was making the same argument that she was about racism in the clip that you saw, which essentially was that she'd prefer to talk to people who are racist and are homophobic to try to talk them out of being such things, right? And Vanillamace and Valkyrae's side, they're saying that, like, oh, you shouldn't talk to those people at all, so they're all offended, and now Cutie Cinderella's apologizing. The reason I don't have a clip there is because, as mentioned, the stream was quickly deleted, and I don't think anyone actually got a clip of the FaZe part. Unless I'm mistaken. Maybe as I'm recording, I'll find that clip if it's out there. But yeah, that's just a bit more context. And of course, we also had Valkyrae making her statement where she accused Cutie Cinderella of being too white. So now I'll play that one. And then after that, we'll take a look at Valkyrae's now deleted tweet where she talks about white privilege. So if you did see yesterday's video and you saw this statement from Valkyrae already, don't you worry, got some new stuff coming right after.
I did tell her, I was like, Cutie, I do think your tone doesn't help because you inherently sound really angry all the time. You sound really, and she knows. I was like, you're very blunt. I think it's your tone, you're blunt, and it just comes off poorly, especially, you know, and I was like, you're also the whitest woman I know. And it also is just, you know, you being so white. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. But I know her. I know her heart. It's just because she wants to help, but I feel like there's ways we can do it better.
And so after Valkyrae's take there went viral and she was getting a ton of backlash for it across the internet, she went on to make this tweet that, as mentioned, was also fairly swiftly deleted. But of course, there's remnants of it. The tweet had read, "There's nothing wrong with having conversations with friends and helping them understand where their privilege comes from in regards to situations they may not have personally experienced that others suffer from. And lots of privilege obviously comes from being white. Never thought I'd be accused for being quote-unquote racist against white people when the clip is clearly out of context. Anyways, filming Whine About It pod right now with Cutie, my white friend that I love very much, lol. Stream resumes tomorrow." So yeah, terrible take. And all that rhetoric really is selective bigotry that they try to excuse in very convoluted ways. Nevertheless, as mentioned, she very quickly also deleted that tweet. And now we got some clips of Vanillamace getting called out here. We've got this one to start from Yeet. Deansocool says Vanillamace acts performative, compares it to a past failed date.
I went on a date with an individual in Seattle. And we, you know what I'm saying? Great date. I thought I was gonna close the deal. And she seen the bag of Chick-fil-A on my counter and she said, "Oh, you eat Chick-fil-A?" And nothing happened. I feel like this is the same. Because unlike, listen, I'm a regular person. I ate it because the chicken was good. I didn't know there was some back end shit to it. God honest truth. I feel like that's what happened. She's one of those.
And that takes us to the next clip. Stable Ronaldo called out Vanillamace for being fake, pointing out that she's been at almost every FaZe event and has also asked members to collab. Now remember, part of the alleged context in the clip between, or the stream between Cutie Cinderella and Vanillamace included people accusing FaZe members of being homophobic, to which Cutie Cinderella allegedly made that same sort of argument that she did about racist people, that she would prefer to talk to them out of being racist, and in this context, talk them out of being homophobic, etc., etc. In other words, Vanillamace is shaming Cutie Cinderella's association with FaZe Clan and FaZe members, and now she'll get called out for her hypocrisy in this clip.
Of course, I'm gonna assume that you're just gonna make the assumptions that...
So this person was literally at Silky's birthday. You've asked Adapt to collab. You've been with Jason a ton of times, collabed, or whatever, been around. You're at Jason's concert. You literally have talked to me off stream saying, "Oh, blah, 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 like, how are you, blah, blah, you're killing it, blah, blah." I literally saw you 2 days at Silky's birthday, and you were on my stream with Cutie Cinderella. And you were, I'm pretty sure she was at our 4th of July party. But because you're seeing tweets on the internet calling us transphobes, racist, whatever it is, I don't even know what the words they're saying. Now it's, oh yeah, I'm uncomfortable with her statements. You were not uncomfortable with your statements. You're literally just anything your community says, you realize you're like, what? You have a filter, it seems like, what are you doing?
You're going to make.
She literally was so nice to us. I'm so confused. And now she's saying she's agreeing with people and that she's uncomfortable with what Cutie's saying. What is...
But people who know...
It seems to be whatever your community says, you get worried about. You get worried about what your community says because that's how you make your money. and you have to do it exactly what they say. You don't. This isn't real fans, by the way. Fans aren't just fans for holding you accountable. Fans are people that support you and understand your point of view or your statements. Anything that your community says, it seems like you just agree with instantly. How are people going to call us homophobic and transphobic? We've never even, what have we done that's anywhere near that? We fucking saved the gay dude from killing himself, for God's sake. Like, what the fuck are you talking?
So yeah, I mean, I've been saying the same thing about these this clique of streamers, you know, these Vanillamace, Hassan, Valkyrae types, these Sasha Grey types, these Taylor Lorenz types, right? All a bunch of very fake people. I know Taylor Lorenz is not a streamer. She's a journalist who's now trying to LARP as a content creator, but I digress. You get the point. So I'll leave it there, guys. And once again, if you don't have all the context into Vanillamace's statements about like her defending Hassan and all that, do consider watching yesterday's video too, at least like the first half of it, because it's pretty astonishing stuff. But yeah, I'll see you in the comments here. Let me know what you think about all this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I also look forward to seeing you in the next one.